Hey guys, this is the second time I'm videoing this because trial and error, but I bought a Lamy Ballon Rollerball. What I failed to do was look for reviews about this pen and the insert that comes with it. This piece of right here. All right, so I like the pen, just like how everybody else likes their Safari and their All-Star, because it's the same length. It's just that it's a rollerball instead of a fountain pen. It's supposed to be, you know, ideally one of those convenient things to carry around with you everywhere. But the insert that comes with it is very inconsistent. It'll give you thick lines, thin lines. The thin lines looks like the pen is going to stop working depending on what angle you hold the pen at. I like to write straight up and down. Some people hold their pen like this. You know, of course, if you're left-handed, you're going to be either writing, I've seen people write this way, and I've seen people write this way. You know, you're just not going to get a good consistent line with this insert. Sorry, it's just not going to happen until they finally realize, you know, that they're going to have to change it or make different tip sizes available. And from what I could see, the T11 is the only refill for it, because it's, you know, one of those proprietary things. You know, Lamy doesn't want you using anybody else's products in their pens. Well, this is my pen hack. So I'm always curious when something doesn't work the way I want it to, how can I fix it to where it works well for me? So I took it apart, took this out. I was curious as to what was on the inside, so I removed the back cap to see that it has like a sponge-like insert that just holds the ink, and the inside of this has a little feed that goes down into here. As you can see, the little hole, and just, you know, that's where the ink gets drawn up into the pen. And also at the very back of the barrel, there's this little white piece, which, you know, is one thing I don't understand why they even made that, except to just extend the look of the cartridge or insert, however you want to call it, to the very end of the pen. Other than that, the only thing it does is it just makes sure, make sure that this part goes to right there. And that's it. That's all it does. The only function it has. So took it out, pair of hemostats. If you got a really small pair of pliers, like if you work with things, make things, even tweezers. You can probably use tweezers. If they're long enough, reach up in there, grab that thing, and just pull it out to where you just have these three components right here. The one thing I realized is that you're going to have whatever you choose, which I choose Big Pen. They're stick pens, and the insert as a replacement. You're going to have something that's got this kind of tip on it. Not necessarily this little ridge, which is what keeps this in place, but I'll show you how to get around that. But you'll have to have something that has a little piece of plastic on it, because an insert from, say, a click pen or another type of gel pen is not going to work. So what I chose to do was use a Bic stick pen insert, just a plain one. It's a medium tipped pen, and the very bottom of this, you can see, if it will focus, there are these little plastic pieces that are made in the inside of the barrel, and it makes this perfect little round space down here that is absolutely perfect fit for the end of this big insert. So what I did was put all of this back together and figure out about how far I want this insert to stick out to have the comfort of writing. Took my utility knife, put pressure on the end of it, and I did it a little bit at a time, you know, putting it back in here to make sure I got it exactly how far I wanted this end to stick out. And you'll want to do the same because, you know, other than that, I mean, I know you can buy these for like a pack of 12 for like $1, but, you know, it gets kind of frustrating if maybe you only have one pen and you don't have a whole pack and you cut it too short and then you've got to go to the store and buy a pack of them. So, and it sticks in just like that. So it does have a little play with it here. So my suggestion is to use clear tape and just build it up. You can put first some clear tape around the thinner part of the insert, and then put clear tape around the very edge of where the gold part starts. And just wrap it, and then just keep reinserting it until you don't have that wobble anymore, and then you're good to go. And as everybody knows, if you've ever written with these pens, with a big pen, they have a tremendous amount of ink. You can go online, and I think there's a either it's on the Bic site or just general Bic information. You know, if you just wrote with this thing, just continuous line, how many times this thing will go around, wraps around the planet, as far as how much of an ink supply this pen has. So you're not going to run out of ink anytime soon, because the only part that you're cutting off is just this part of the plastic end. You're not going to have to cut into the ink to get it to fit into here. Because this one is a new one. A black one might have been used a little bit. So, yeah. So actually I've used the blue one some because you can see I'll get this over there. You can see just a very slight difference in the level of the ink. So you're going to have play. You're gonna be able to do this. So, like I said, there's that perfect little hole that Lamy has made, that this will fit down in there. Have my tape around the top, and put that part back on, and there's no play, and so yay! I have a nice working Lamy balloon pen with a tremendous amount of ink, and it caps like normal. You can recap it on the back. I generally just write straight up and down. Some people write like this. Sometimes I do, depending on what kind of pen I have, but usually with ballpoints, I like to write like that. And it makes a nice, quick solution for this. So I hope this helps you. I probably, if I'd reviewed this pen before I bought it, I would not have bought it, just for the fact that everybody tends to like it except for the insert. And without having it in my hands to actually see that I could do a hack to change it, I thought, oh, it's pretty, but you know what? I'll save my $18, $20 and just put it towards something else. But the only way you can figure these things out is to sometimes just, you know, deep dive down a little rabbit hole, and then you're off to fix your pen to where it'll work to satisfy you and your writing experience. So here's my hack for the Lamy balloon, using a big insert and some clear Scotch tape and a pair of tweezers, or since I work in a medical field, I had hemostats, utility knife. I would recommend a utility knife so you could just make a nice straight down motion. Scissors tends to pinch the plastic, which can make it uneven at the end, and then you're cutting and you're cutting and you're cutting, and then it's too short. So utility blade, if you have a knife, a sharp knife, you can just put pressure on that piece of plastic that's in the end of here, and it'll just cut straight down. It'll be nice and flush and fit nice and flush in the end of this pen. So I hope you enjoyed my little pen hack. I did one a while back on the plastic Sharpie gel ink pens because I absolutely hate the gel insert that's in that pen, and I replaced it, I think it was with a Pilot or Pentel, because they're almost kind of universal as far as the size of the barrels, how much ink they hold, and their shape. And was able to do a hack on that with the plastic Sharpie, not the metal ones. Won't work in that one. But I also have that one on YouTube. And so I hope you find this helpful. And I hope this makes you, if you have one of these and you don't like these inserts that comes with it, gives you hope that you can use your pen and enjoy it. See you guys later.